Named after a Scottish settler, the town of Donald, population about 1,500, in the Wimmera district of northwest Victoria, is known for its wheat, barley and prime lambs, and as the home of the Buloke Times. A local newspaper is often said to be the pulse of a community, and here one devoted family has been its constant heartbeat since 1875. Celebrating 150 years this year, the Buloke Times, in several iterations, has chronicled the happenings of the district. And its editor, Robin Letts, has been here for much of it.
Rob has been there 76 years. That's half of that, over half. He's been involved in this paper, and that's just amazing.
They call it DOB, date of birth. I no longer can read the numbers on the backs of the players, which is pretty hard when you're trying to identify them and write a footy report.
Robin is 95, so has recently cut back his working week, just slightly.
Subheading and
Highlights.
here, yeah, that was to be okay.
Yeah, good.
Yep. Running a bi-weekly newspaper, it's 7 days a week.
He's in there longer than us. He runs circles around us, waiting on stuff to come out. It's just amazing at his age to still be so driven and so dedicated to his job.
He doesn't write as much now. He'll do a bit of proofreading and he pretty much maps out what goes into the paper.
Do we have a 3 yet?
So no changes on it?
No changes on 19.
Today is a busy one for this twice-weekly paper.
Okay.
Publication day.
Yeah.
And then this one with that.
Yep.
And then see what we've got left.
And then we'll see what we've got left.
Okay, so
We're running over top of everybody, and occasionally I'm told to just rein it in a little bit because I get a bit impatient on print day. Printers that work and other amazing fairy tales.
The production team must decide what goes into this edition, what gets held over or cut back or culled, what article, heading, caption or photo goes where.
do you want that changed to an and?
No.
Because that's how it is.
Yeah, let's do that.
At least that'll make it look a bit more
Yeah,
like
let's do that.
Okay.
We've got a lot of content to go through, so and a deadline to get there by. So I think our biggest challenge is when things come in late, because we still have to go through the whole process with it and then hold space for it, and can't get that page done until what we need on it is in. So yeah, there's a little bit of chaos on some days. Other days it just runs smoothly and we wonder how.
And Robin Letts casts an eagle eye on all of it, proofreading the copy before it goes to the press room.
To be still doing that at 95, I mean, his father kept going till the end, and I think Robin will just keep going. And it's great for him because it keeps his mind active.
Robin's son David is in charge of the next stage, using an old-style press from the 1980s.
This is the press room where I spend most of my time. Once all the pages are made up, I'll make printing plates and run it through the press. And unlike most newspapers that are printed on a big web, a big roll, this is sheet fed. So I'll just print 2 pages at a time. And as the pages are produced, I'll run them off, and then after lunch, put them through a sort of a folding collating machine. And then sort of mid-afternoon, head off and do my deliveries.
Then the paper's general manager becomes its chief paper boy for the paper drop to 6 Wimmera towns: Donald, Watcham, Birchip, Charlton, Witchyproof and St Arnaud. David has a rendezvous with journalist Quill McQuilty, who does the western part of the run.
The idea is to cover the Shire, the Buloke Shire. When amalgamations came in and we became the Buloke Shire, we changed our name. We were the Donald Times originally, and then the Donald Birchip Times, and then the Buloke Times.
That's for Simone. Hang on.
David Letts is part of a remarkable, unbroken family dynasty that dates back to the paper's beginnings, to its founder, Godfrey Morgan, in 1875.
It was Dad's grandfather, so that would make it my great-grandfather and David's great-great-grandfather.
In 1922, the Morgan family appointed Robin's father, G.W.L. Letts, known as Goff, as editor.
And that's how the Letts side of it came into it. And then I was fortunate enough to be working here with him and Robin, so it was a lot of fun to have the three of us here. And then Grandpa Goff, when he passed away, then of course Robin took over the editorship, so they've chalked up a lot of years as editor between the two of them.
Amazing people. The editor of GWL, Robin's father, he was an incredible person. He probably taught me more English in the first year I was here than I did in all the years I was at school, because it meant something.
Yes, he spent 66 years as the editor. History has it that he wrote his final editorial just before he died in hospital in Donald.
Robin's career began here aged 17 in 1947.
At the time they needed writers, particularly to cover sports, and so I spent a fair bit of my early years here writing sport, in particular Aussie rules football.
Look, I don't think he did any course as such, but he's just had a natural flair.
Robin's career now spans 8 decades, with 37 of those years as editor.
Robin is amazing. I thought I was a good writer when I started at the Times. I was talented maybe, but now I'm good under his direction.
It's something he inherited from his father, as a great love of the English language and the ability to make it very readable. With a pen in his hand, he was a giant. Mind you, I don't think he's ever lifted the bonnet of a car and wouldn't have the faintest idea how to change a tyre, but put a pen in his hand and he was very much above average.
David Letts joined the paper in 1980 after trade school and has spent his entire working life here. He's also taken and printed photos and written articles, because over the years, pretty well every family member, including his mum, has been drawn into the enterprise.
Shirley, she spent hours upon hours in the darkroom developing all the photos by hand through all the trays, and she also took photos while Robin did football reports.
Yeah, you've got to feel sorry for them at times, but no, they've done an incredible job the way they've fitted in.
Though they didn't live in Donald, 2 of Robin's brothers took turns with him to write twice weekly editorials on all sorts of topics.
The whole family is involved, and it extends out to the community in that way too, because their family members are involved in different groups and they rein in people from their groups to get involved. So it's really just, I suppose, an extended family when you look at it, the whole community.
Robin is just a gentleman, and he's passionate. And that's the thing that shines through with the whole family. They're just so passionate about their paper, about their community, about their shire, and it's great to watch.
Over time, technology has profoundly changed the way newspapers are made and printed. The Times moved into this massive former blacksmith shop in the 1970s, and the array of obsolete machinery could fill a museum.
Publication days, we used to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and if we'd finished by 8 o'clock at night, that was a good day. Now, I know one day I went to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and went home for breakfast at 8 o'clock the next morning. But we got the paper out. We didn't miss a deadline. In fact, all the years that I was there, we never missed a deadline.
Brian Bales, now 81 and retired, began here at 14.
There's something about the place, once you get into it and get involved, you don't want to move on.
Over 59 years, he graduated from linotype, manually assembling type for printing, to using computers.
You've heard the uppercase and lowercase. Well, the lowercase down there was all your small letters, and your capitals were all sitting up there. And we spent a lot of time just mainly headings and that, because the text was done on the linotypes, and all the headings and things like that, we did them all by hand.
So this makes for more targeted weed control.
But the task of news gathering remains much the same as always. Today, journalist Quill McQuilty and photographer Jenny Pollard are in Birchip, covering a large agriculture conference where the topic is innovation. Everyone here does a range of jobs.
Anyone could be called to grab a camera and go out and take a photo or do a couple of paragraphs or hunt somebody down to identify a photograph.
I go out and report on a few items. Most of our reports come in from the community itself. I wouldn't even have enough hours in the week to do the amount of reporting that our community actually sends in. We get stuff from sporting groups, historical societies, archives here. We get it from BCG that you saw the other day, businesses, the Shire itself. We get submissions from the whole community. So it's the people that are out there on the ground that are really sending in the news.
But everything in the paper is carefully considered.
We try to concentrate on as much good news as we can. We let the dailies go for the sensational stuff.
We don't badmouth anyone. We don't put terrible, tragic news in. We let people know things that have happened, but we don't bring anyone down. We lift everybody up. We lift the whole community up in any way possible.
Though you can't always please everybody.
So we get some fairly ordinary telephone calls and letters at times.
The Buloke Times both serves the community and relies on it for its very existence.
It is inclusive. Everyone who works there is just gentle, kind people, and they come up with good stories. And it's the biggest asset for any town, as we know, is to have a local paper.
Local newspapers have been the backbone of communities forever, and the very primary source of information for everything from news, issues, sport, classifieds, the list goes on. But these days they face some serious obstacles, falling readership, for example, and the rise of social media. So what lies ahead for the Buloke Times? It's one of about 240 independently owned newspapers in Australia.
G'day, Sue. And Country Press Australia are really batting for us to keep local journalism going, and also in getting advertising, because it's quite difficult. That's what makes a newspaper run, is advertising.
The paper has been available in digital form for some years, and more readers are choosing to get it online. This paper's 150th milestone also means a changing of the guard. David Letts plans to retire later this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other family members that are keen to take it on. Oh, they've all got their other careers and everything else, yeah.
But one of the staff is considering being its new proprietor. Quill McQuilty is willing to take on the editor's role.
I guess I've got the best kind of apprenticeship you could ask for as far as stepping into the role's concerned. Whether or not I feel worthy is a different story.
Robin Letts also remains as modest as ever.
So 150 years of the paper, what an achievement. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, but it wouldn't be without the people I've got now, and down to some ones that we've had through the years. Absolutely wonderful people.